What's up, Dragon Brood? Today, we've got Mono Black Aggro on tap. And to be honest, this is something I've kind of been messing around with, and I really can't settle on where I want to be. So you're kind of going to get a little bit of a thing here where you're going to get, I guess, 2 deck list-ish, sort of, kind of. We're just doing some different things where we're going to play through some games, maybe swap up deck lists, play a couple more. So this video is going to be a little bit different than the last ones. So this is definitely one you're going to want to watch all the way through because, well, you're going to get to look at some different cards and see different things in action. And in the end, like I said, you're going to get 2 deck lists. So that's a thing. Not something we do too often around here, but in this case, I felt like it made sense because there's still a lot of cards and a lot of choices available. And I also want to say that, like, even the ones we're playing aren't everything. I think there was even more builds that I messed around with that I wasn't that happy with in the end, but I think it's not necessarily that the builds themselves are bad. I think just the wrong combination of cards, and I think it's possible that some cards that were in those builds could end up here. So what I'm saying is basically by the end of this season, there's a good chance I'll come back to Mono Black Aggro and I'll just have some other build even. But for now, let's go look at what we got on tap for today. Okay, as you can see, this list is pretty tight. There's not a lot to really be surprised by, I guess. So let's go ahead and run down this thing. We've got 3 Bloodchief's Thirst because, yeah, you know, removal. Dungeon Crawler. This is a tough one, right? Because I think there are a lot of people in this spot that are going to want to play like iTwitch, which is actually reasonable. It's something I considered. I have some other cards in this list, though, that kind of lead us to wanting to play this. I will say, though, the fact that we have this and white as well that are both coming into play tapped is a little bit of a problem. So I could see the reasoning for wanting to switch this to an iTwitch. So just going to say, if you want to do that, go for it. It's actually nothing wrong. The card's good. Just preference, I guess, on your builds. Shambling Ghast. This is quickly becoming one of the most played mono black or just black creatures in Standard 2022, just because it fits so many builds. Like here, we're playing an aggro deck that can take advantage of it being a zombie. If you're playing some type of zombie build, it's in there. If you're playing... actually, I had it even in the Mono Black Control deck. Actually, we had it in there, and we had it in the Rakdos builds. So, you know, or if you're playing something with treasure, right? Like, so it fits a lot of different builds. So it's a very, very good common. Surprisingly good. No Priest of Oblivion, just because it has Menace and Lifelink, and you can return something, so that's kind of nice. Then we have Skyclave Shade. This is a card I've liked since Zendikar, I just don't have a lot of homes for it, but builds like this are actually okay. We're not planning on playing a lot of defense anyway, so if you can just play a larger creature, that's awesome. Downside is you do have stuff like the Shambling Ghast running around, so that can shut you down on attacking sometimes with just a 3-1. So then you're kind of waiting to kick it, unfortunately. And then, like we talked about earlier, we do have white. White is an interesting card because it's a 3-2 for 2. Every once in a while you get the 2-2 zombie, but not that often. So I'm not really sure how I feel about it. And the fact that it comes into play tapped also hurts. I'm not even sure it needed to become into play tapped, but I mean, it is a balancing factor for it. I almost would have rather it just been a 3-1, so if you feel the need to block, you can. But is what it is. Then we have 4 Nighthawk Scavenger. The Death Touch is awesome. It deals with all the other dragons, but being able to come over the top is actually really good when you're talking about stuff like mono green and whatnot in this format. Then we have 3 Poison the Cup, and this is just removal. There's really nothing fancy to say about this. Feel free to swap something else out if you want. Like if you want Baleful Mastery or something, that's equally fine here. Then Death Priest of Merkle. The Death Priest, and this is one of the reasons we do want to play the Dungeon Crawler, right? Because the Death Priest can also pump that. So you get a 3-2 and whatever, and that's a big deal, but we'll see. I don't know. I like the Death Priest and kind of what it's doing. I just don't know if I love it, I think is the problem. And then we are playing 4 Gelatinous Cubes because more removal is great. And a 4-3 for 4 isn't bad when you get to steal something from your opponent. I guess you don't get to steal it. You just get to kill it. And then we have 4 Agadeem's Awakening because getting stuff back out of the yard is good. And then 3 Hive of the Eye Tyrant. I wanted to say Eye of the High Tyrant, but no, it's Hive of the Eye Tyrant. And then 16 Swamps. Now, I will say, some people are going to say, why aren't you playing Snowlands here? Because that came up. And part of the problem is that we do have so much that requires black mana or wanting to cast 2 or 3 things in a turn, and several things require double black. You don't want to get caught up, at least I didn't want to attempt getting caught up with the Snowlands and the Faceless Haven or whatever. After we play these games, I might come back around to saying, okay, let's go ahead and add those in. I just didn't want to do it right now at this stage. But as always, well, not like always, this is going to be a little bit different. So we're going to play probably 3, 4, 5 games. And then, like I said, we may switch up decks here and try another version. And then I'll have that other version for you at the end of the video. And then we'll also still have a card spotlight. So it's going to be a little bit of a different pace of a video, but hopefully y'all enjoy it. I would love to put up more of those videos that are just, hey, here's a deck and why it doesn't work. And then give you the explanation and let you see why and like how you work through it and deck building. But like, historically, those just don't draw, man, and it sucks. Because I think there's good now. I think the reality is, I think players would be better watching more videos about bad decks. Honestly. And not just like watch a person play a bad deck, but like understand why a deck is bad. I think they would learn way more than just like, I'm going to try to copy this deck list. Alright, we'll get in there and trade for a Sentinel if they want to trade. Alright. Down comes the white. I mean, because here's the thing, like, I consume content of all types of stuff. All different games, all different formats, even non-gaming stuff. And I watch some Magic stuff even when I think the deck's not good. But those things have helped me at times learn stuff that lead to the next deck. That is an awkward choice, opponent. Why are we playing Finn here? Alright, we're getting in there with the white. I'm going to go ahead and play this, since it gives me the choice of if I want to try to attack for more next turn with the Death Priest, or if I just want to play Gelatinous Cube and remove the Finn. You know, Lawrence, I actually considered that. I thought about having one just for myself, just for those types of videos. Like, if people want extra content, just make it like a $2 a month thing. Just like, if people were interested, just do a $2 a month Patreon, and like, the strategy videos would be there, like, the decks we test that don't work would be there, you know, all that type of stuff. Yeah, you have to get that testing in, for sure. Okay, so because they played Eska, by the way, since they're using the alternate art, these are going to tap for mana if they want to. I can't really trade here. I mean, I could double block and trade. It's not sexy, though, so no blocks. That's a cute card. I don't think we're going to die to poison yet. If we do, we do. I'd be impressed. But this at least forces the opponent's hand a little bit. I mean, they could safely block a 3-2. Got to double block that one, opponent. And if they block a white, we get a 2-2 that gets a bonus, so we get a 3-3. Yeah, that worked out. Great. I'll take that. Alright, so that wasn't the worst thing. We can live with that. Somebody said a Vecna deck. No, why would this be a Vecna deck? We're not losing life. We're gaining life. Alright, opponent, you have a lot of things. But how much do we care about you having those things? Alright, so this is a little interesting, right? We attack with everything. They block one of them safely. Maybe double block to kill one of these. We kill a Sentinel, but then we could pay one and make a 2-2. You know what? I'm just going to kill their 1-4. I'm going to get rid of their 1-4. I think that's smarter. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I mean, there's all these legends, and then there's Finn. I don't even know why Finn's in there, but he is. Not going to put our Death Priest at risk yet. All right, they just scooped. Get in there with this, duder. Play a blocker? Sounds great. Don't hate it, let me tell you. Oh, that's actually pretty good to pick up there. Even better that the opponent chose not to block. I'll block. I guess we'll make a treasure. Yeah, that was a weird attack. Oh, well, I was going to do something else, but this feels a lot better right now. And now I just hope to draw land so I can play Nighthawk and make a zombie or a skeleton next turn. Warhound does get them a land. Hey, that's nice. Attack with both these duders. Alright, we'll play this. And then we'll make a skeleton. I don't know why I want to keep saying zombie, but it's definitely a skeleton. Yep. Yeah, we'll keep it. I think the problem really, though, is just that white and the other creature both come into play tapped. So it does slow your ability to block and whatnot. Because if I'd even been able to block with the white last game that came into play tap, would have been pretty nice. Alright. I don't mind this hand, though. This hand's kind of nice. Kind of nice. Alright, let's see what the opponent's up to. I'm gonna kill a white. I don't want to set up our board to get killed just yet, because I feel like there's a chance... Oh, okay, I was Behold the Multiverse. I didn't know what else they were possibly playing here. And I was like, let me... Oh, they bought them both, though. That's actually okay for us, I guess. But now our turn is multiple removal or play Death Priest or whatever, so we'll see. Okay, well, I'll give you something to counter. Oh, no. They're just giving us open season. Alright, well, there's 6. Sure, I figured something like that was possible. Treasure. Which has us playing this. And I guess a white. I mean, if they have counters and stuff, we'll at least try to get under them. Dan had a Shadow's Verdict too? Sure. Why wouldn't they, right? I'm going to go ahead and do this. So next turn we can do either of these together, or maybe even just cast this if we want. Bad part is they're probably going to play the dragon, and then we're not going to have a way to target it. Or at least kill it. We'd be able to target it, but it has Ward 4. Oh, jeez. Really? Alright, well, I'm going to assume we're not going to resolve much after this, huh? Probably a Poison the Cup incoming. Nope. All right, Behold the Multiverse, sure. No, the Dungeon Crawler, like, I mean, coming in tapped is fine, but still having a 3/2 attacker is actually still relevant. All right, get rid of our little duder. Attack. I'm assuming these are just going to get countered from here on out. All right. Not even a counter. Does that get poison cupped? Oh, the other thing did. No, that's not a good sign. I guess that means we have another Shadow's Verdict. Ah, lol.
You require my aid, aren't I?
Cool, cool. Huh. It's kind of bad to have to waste both of these removal. I probably should have set a stop during my upkeep so I could scry and maybe draw into a land here. I mean, I guess maybe there's a counter over there. Ooh. Unfortunately, a bunch of our stuff got exiled. Yeah. So that Aghanim's Awakening is actually kind of bad for us. Don't even think we care about either of those, really. Now the question is just, can we... I don't know. We got to try, right? I mean, I don't know what the opponent's playing here. You have to not kill my Nighthawk, so I don't know what's happening anymore.
Do what I demand.
Okay, that's a thing. It's going to let him get a Planeswalker back after killing it. That's pretty slick. Seems good.
Aren't I generous?
Alright, I'm going to assume they're ahead enough here. Like, we're still sitting on 4 land on, like, turn 9, so, like... Alright, we're going to try something different here with this list. I just took some time to swap a few cards out just to see what I could do with it. So let's see what this looks like here. I mean, we're short on land, so that's a little bit of a pain in the butt. That does not help our case any. Actually, you know what? If we're going to do that, let's go with the bigger creature here. Alright. Alright, opponent, what you got? Mammoth. Okay, Mammoth sounds good. We attack? Okay, that works for me. Let's make a treasure. Let's play a land. Let's play this duder and this. All right. Opponent's gonna go search for land, make a 7/7. Sure. I mean, we'll just block here, I guess. I mean, not sure what else we're gonna do. And a Root Grazer. Alright, I guess we'll go with this. If they have a fight spell, they have a fight spell, you know? Alright, let's see how bad it is. Okay, so we take 7. I mean, I guess we block. I mean, it's probably a bad block, seeing as how that it sets up lethal, but we'll see. Okay, so it didn't matter anyway. It was a fine block, as it turned out. Don't need that, because we're going to go over the top here with the opponent being almost out of life. And that'll do it. Alright, Boneless T. Let's see what you got. So many Shambling Geist everywhere. Can't blame them, though. I play the card, too. It's good. Yep, I can't block. So go ahead. Guess they decided they'd be better off blocking. Well, this is interesting. And then we're just going to pass. I'm not going to give my opponent the treasure yet. Another Kalane. Wow. Okay, I guess they really do need the treasure then. So now it comes to, what do I think I can kill with the flunk, right? The problem is with Kalane out, if they make anything, it's going to be +2 toughness. So, I mean, let's assume they have a land that they draw. They play a land and a card. They'd be down 5, so we need whatever they play to not even be a 4 toughness. Ugh. Sadly, I think I have to kill Kalane. Much as I don't want to. Especially since I know what I want to do with my mana next turn anyway. I think we just have to hope to draw another kill card. They could sack Kalane and swap 2 treasure for 1 treasure here and get 2 cards. It's probably what's being debated. Oh, nope, just a village rights. Okay. That probably still helps them out. Ooh. Alright, let's do this. While the opponent's stuck on mana, it just hasn't been worth attacking. Make them spend that treasure if they want to do something. Then the turn we play this, if we attack, we at least have a chance of getting a Shambler for ourselves. So that's the thing. Alright, Sedgemoor Witch. Sure. Makes sense. And an Eye Twitch. Alright. Probably need something to go get a way to kill Nighthawk Scavenger. So now if they block, we get an Eye Twitch. Potentially get an Eye Twitch. They might just have something to sacrifice it, and that might be where they're going. Oh, looks like a dead Necromancer. Oh no, they may be checking just to see if they sacrifice something, do we get it? And the answer is yes. Yep, now you can sacrifice the thing, but you don't have the mana. I'm going to say, and I would block there. I promise you that. Do we attack with both here? Because what's the worst that's going to happen? Like, they gang block the Necromancer? That's not going to happen. And then we just play this afterwards. Then they're forced into a tough situation on what to sacrifice. If they need the mana now and I just give it to them for free, so be it. Well, actually, hold on. Because you could block, block, block. That's 3. And then sack that to kill the Necromancer. And that would be, well, Still wouldn't be the worst thing, though, would it? All right, we're gonna attack. Okay, they didn't want to give us the shambling gas. I mean, at some point, we just have to attack so we can get the shade dead so we can get it bigger. Otherwise, we're not going to really get anything from it down the road. Gonna sacrifice it? I mean, you sacrifice a token, we don't get anything. Yep, exactly. Well done. And smart by them, they didn't actually kill our guys. Or our shade. Alright, let's see what the opponent wants to kill. No, opponent said GG, I guess we're dead. I don't know what the GG is, because I don't see them as dead. So unless they've got something for us, I don't know what that would be. Alright. Got the heart emojis. I don't know if we're dead, y'all. Like, I don't know what our opponent's doing. I don't know if they're waiting for me to give the GGs back, but like, I don't give GGs until I know the game's over, whether that's me or them. Like, I'm kind of confused here. I mean, they've got 4 cards, they've got 6 mana, like, anything can happen here. Okay. That's not GG's for either of us. All right, Kalane. That's still not GG's for anybody. Yeah, I'm baffled. I have no idea what the GG was for. This is why I don't give, just like, say good game before the game's over. Like, even here, they still have 2 mana and could kill something, possibly. Oh, Shambling Gas has a 2/2. Alright. I was thinking if we got something to get rid of that eye twitch, now we'd have been talking. But no such luck. So, here's what we can do. We can attack with the Regent and the Shade and the Faceless Haven. And then whatever looks like it's going to die, I guess we can get extra cards out of it. Though I'm tempted to attack with the Necromancer. I'm not going to. The opponent definitely does not want to give us creatures. They're doing their best to not block. This Necromancer really has the opponent a little bit on tilt, it seems like. But if they don't block, I mean, you're going to be dealing with an 8/8 Westgate region after that. So, I mean, I don't know what that last card in their hand is. This potentially gets way worse for them. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and tap this for colorless, tap this. I'm going to sacrifice the Shade. Ooh, that's nifty. I already played a land for the turn, right? So, I get to leave this up in case. Alright, sure. Opponent still has 2 cards here. mean, they could have like Plumb the Forbidden. They have all kinds of things. Though Plumb the Forbidden's pretty sick. It doesn't let us get all their creatures if they sack them, so that's not the worst thing. Also, if we Baleful Mastery our own thing, yeah, target opponent and opponent draws a card. So yeah. I mean, we could kill the Sedgemoor Witch and just give them a card during their end step, maybe. Sure. They don't get a card here. You can have a Valkyrie. We don't care. And unfortunately, this exiles, so that we don't get the thing that we would remove with it. Much as we would like that. What kind of weirdo attack is this? Oh, I guess it's the opponent just conceding? Yeah, okay. Sure. We take some damage. Alright. We're at a whole 19. Opponent says GG. Now I'm willing to say GG. Alright, so here's that second deck list. And like I said, it's a bit different, but uses like, I don't know, half of the same cards. So we're not going to spend a long time here, but just kind of want to give everybody a look at what this deck looked like. So we have 2 Bloodchief Thirsts. We've got 4 Shambling Gas. We went ahead and added Deadly Dispute, so we had a way to draw some cards, or when we need to like forcefully sacrifice our Shambling Gas, or we want to sacrifice the Skyclave Shade so we could maybe bring it back bigger. It gives us opportunity to do some of that stuff. Then we're playing 3 Flunk, so we have another big removal card against Mono Green, which is really nice to have. Just giving something -5 or 6 is usually good enough. And then Grim Wanderer, right? We have so many small creatures that are dying in combat, forcing chump blocks and different things. So why not have a thing that's a big 5/3? Now, the 3 toughness isn't real flashy, but flashy with the card that has flash. See what I did there? But the fact that it is a 5 power for 2 mana is really big. Sometimes you can just get your opponent just to chump block, just to not have to take damage. Say with something from like a Skyclave Shade or whatever early on, and that could be a pretty good like turn 3, turn 4, 5/4 or 5/3 creature. Of course, we have the Skyclave Shade. We've got the white as a 3/2, and then we're playing a couple of Inscription of Ruin, and this is kind of a multi-purpose card, right? Sometimes it's going to be removal, sometimes we're going to be returning. I don't know. Let's say. I mean, it has to be 2 or less. Maybe returning a white to get a 3 power creature back. You know, maybe even you're using it as a discard spell against the slower decks, right? To get rid of a sweeper. Say you think they might have, I don't know, Shadow's Verdict, right? You can make it harder for them to cast that. And then we have 4 Nighthawk Scavenger still. We went with a couple of Baleful Mastery, just be able to remove a couple of big dragons or something else if we have to cheaply, if it becomes necessary. Then we have a couple of Draugr, Necromancer, and Loth, Spider Queen. I think Loth is possibly one of the best black cards in the set, if not one of the best cards in the set. So I think if you're playing black or heavy black, you might as well be playing Loth. There's very little reason not to, honestly. Yeah, it's not the most aggressive thing, but after they swept your board or made you deal with a few things in combat or whatever, and like it's not in your favor, dropping a Loth to just start making creatures and even just draw a couple of cards late isn't the worst thing ever. And then we still have a couple of copies of Westgate Regent because that card's very good. And then here we've gone back and made the change and went with the snow package. So we have 19 snow-covered swamps and 4 Faithless Haven. So yeah, if you want this list, this version of it, I thought it was a little bit better. So, you know, but it's kind of a preference. If you like the other cards in the other one, feel free. Totally still playable. If you like the cards in this one, you know, rock this one if you want to. All right, so all that being said, where does that leave us with Mono Black Aggro for this standard 2022 format? Honestly, I don't know. I think the deck's fine. It's playable. I just don't know what the optimum configuration is. I think there's still, like I said, at least 5 or 6 other cards I think you could rotate into these lists. I think there's other ways you could take it where you want to go with more flyers or Maybe you want to go heavier on a, I don't know, some type of tribal theme. I mean, there's just so many ways you could go with it right now, which I guess is a good sign considering we still have 2 sets worth of Innistrad to come, which is usually going to be stuff to support some type of zombies, vampires, werewolves, whatever. So you're going to get something from Mono Black. We just don't know what. And does it support some stuff that already exists, or is it going to be a new direction? We also don't know. So I would say go ahead and build this. It's fine. It's playable. There's a good chance you're going to get some type of boost from the upcoming 2 sets. We'll just have to wait and see what it is and which direction it goes. Now, for today's card spotlight, this is an interesting one, and we're going to talk about Archive Trap. And I want to say, first off, the traps are neat, and I kind of was hoping they would do more traps as we went to each subsequent set of Zendikar, but we kind of got away from the adventure theme so much, and that ended up not being a thing. But I will say, this card, if you don't like mill, you're probably going to hate this card. But it's actually one of the best mill cards, actually, for a while in older formats, just because there's so many ways to search your deck for creatures, or especially the fetch lands. Like, there's a lot of going into your library, so this is a good way to actually mill the opponent. Or if you know that they're playing some type of combo with only a few copies of things, you can risk them losing them this way. So a lot of fun stuff you can do with this card. But the real truth is, the card is actually over $30 now. And that's the thing a lot of people probably didn't know. It's very inconspicuous, something you wouldn't think is worth nearly that much, but it absolutely is. So if you're looking to trade those, this is the time to move them. Now, don't forget, you will be able to get today's deck list, maybe both, down in the description below. I got to figure out how I'm going to line that up. And we also have a bunch of other links that I always got to tell you about. But if you haven't, check out our streams either on Facebook and on Twitch, or even just come by our Discord and hang out. We're always talking about different things, helping people with decks and all that stuff. Just having a good old time. And over 500 of you are hanging out with the Brood, having a good time, and that's much appreciated. Also, don't forget, if you haven't, I gotta ask, please, beg maybe, hit the like button, subscribe, and notify. That really helps out. Y'all have really been getting on it these last probably almost 10 days now or so since we've really started doing the hard push, and it's really showing, and it works. We're seeing more people viewing videos, we're seeing more people subscribing, so thank you so much for that, and keep on keeping on. But that's all I have for you for now. We will see you next time.